Olivia awoke in her bedroom. The day felt like any other ordinary day, but yet at the same time it didn't. Looking around the room, she felt as if she wasn't alone. She didn't see anyone, but the foggy feeling in her mind made her feel otherwise. She didn't have time to dwell on what was or wasn't there. She had to get ready for work. The alarm on her phone buzzed, reminding her to get up. She froze when she saw the date. 2 days had passed, yet she had no memory of them. Confused and unsettled, Olivia tried to retrace her steps. She hadn't missed any work, no calls or texts from her boss, nothing out of place at first glance. But her house didn't feel right. There was an eerie stillness in the air, and a sense of wrongness she couldn't shake. Leaving the room, she noticed her shoes by the door caked with dried mud. But she hadn't been outside since she last remembered where mud was. The pit in her stomach deepened. Olivia's unease grew. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The mud on her shoes, the missing 2 days, none of it made sense. Olivia raced down the stairs, heart hammering as she fled into the living room. Upon reaching the living room, she felt a little sense of ease until the buzzing of her cell phone sent a shock to her like a small zap of electricity. A few friends had sent her casual messages, but one stood out. Why were you acting so weird at the party? She hadn't gone to any party. Or did she? Olivia had no memory of her ever going out. Her phone buzzed again. She stared at the screen, even more confused. The message chilled her to the core. It read, "I know what you did." Olivia looked around the room as if she was searching for answers. As she scanned the room, her gaze landed on her car keys. One with a red smudge on it was slightly bent as if it had been forced into a lock. She hadn't seen that before. Her heart skipped a beat. Her pulse quickened. She was scared, and yet something was telling her she needed to check the car. There she might find the answer she was missing. While searching the car, she found a crumpled receipt. It was for a gas station on the other side of town, a place she had no memory of visiting. She sat in the driver's seat and turned the car on. The mileage was higher than she remembered. Olivia searched and she found nothing else. The night air became chilled and the wind howled like ghosts on Halloween night. Olivia felt frustrated and defeated. She didn't know what to do. Sure, she could call her friends, but what would she say? "Hey, I lost 2 days' worth of memory, can you give them back to me?" Leaving the car, she walked back to her house. Before reaching the first step, her phone rang with her own number flashing across it. Her heart sank as she reluctantly answered. "It's time to remember," said her own voice, calm and unsettling. Afraid of what just happened, she ran to the door, rushing to try and get in the house. It was locked, but she hadn't locked it. Another unexplained situation that happened. As she rushed in and turned around to close the door, she saw her reflection, but something was off. The face looking back at her was hers, but the expression wasn't. It was a cold, sinister, and unnatural look with a knowing evil in its eyes. In staring at it, a flood of fragmented memories hit her. Driving down a dark road, her hands gripping the steering wheel, and a supernatural being that jumped on the hood of her car. In that moment, she understood. She hadn't lost 2 days. She had given them away. And whatever had taken those days wasn't gone. It was still here, watching her through her own eyes. Her phone rang again, echoing through the silent house. With a shaky hand, Olivia answered and heard her own voice say,
"It wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. Can you hear me? Hey, hello, can you hear me? It wasn't your fault."